Hi, welcome to Lions from Lambs. This is just a short introductory video to let you know exactly what this channel is all about and what will be discussed in the weeks and months to come. I'm Rob Malone. I'm an elementary school teacher, and the reason I put this channel together is to help parents and caregivers to best navigate the increasingly complex world of attempting to raise children into strong, stable, healthy, and successful young adults and then beyond. So what we're going to focus on are key issues that are necessary in the lives of children that are not always apparent. So, for example, we're looking at the children whom I teach, right? Elementary school. They're all 10, maybe 11 years old and younger. When they graduate from high school in 8, 9, 10, 11 years from now, the world is going to be vastly different than the world that we inherited, right? So even when they get to high school, many of the jobs that we would do to earn a little extra cash on the weekends simply won't be there. They won't be able to get a job at the local fast food restaurant. They won't be able to get a job as a cashier at a grocery store. Or if they are, those jobs will certainly be few and far between if they are still around. AI, artificial intelligence, is really revolutionizing the workforce. And rather than sit and complain about it, we have to adapt, right? As Darwin said, it's not the biggest, strongest, fastest, or most intelligent who survives. It's the one who is best able to adapt. So that's what I really want to impart. I've seen that over the years, year after year, to where when change comes, we have to be ready for it, right? Or it hits us. And so really we want our children to be strong and to be ready for that, not to be dazed and like a deer in headlights when they go out into the world. So some of the topics that will be discussed over the coming weeks and months are going to be AI. As I said, we have to prepare our children to be successful in a world that's far different than the world we had. They won't be able to simply just use their skills and go out, get an education, get a college degree, and go apply for jobs. Many of the jobs that require college degrees right now are going to be phased out or dramatically changed by the implementation of AI. We've also got to look at the world itself, the global world, right? The kids that I'm teaching right now, your children, they will be, although it's sometimes difficult to look at, they will be the leaders of tomorrow. They'll be the ones who are presidents, who are secretaries of state, ambassadors, military leaders. They're the ones who are going to be in charge of, does this world go to war? The world's a tinderbox right now. Now, sure, it always has been, but right now technology makes it even more imperative that we get these answers right. And again, in the future, the not so distant future, it's going to be these kids who are making those decisions. So we want to raise them with integrity, with senses of empathy, with resilience, with strength. All of these values, there's not just one or two values that makes a great leader or a great ambassador or somebody diplomatic. You have to encompass all of them. And so while children are children, that is the best time, the best advantage you have to really impart those values. And a lot of it comes through modeling. We need to show those values ourselves, right? Children also face a really insidious danger in the threat of predators. There are predators everywhere, and now with social media, the children are even more vulnerable. It used to be in the day when social media was coming out first, it was okay, it was something we weren't used to, so we were very, very cautious. We had our guards up. Well, now as social media has become so useful and so part of our day-to-day lives, we let our guard down. And now children, I see children even in the school in which I work, have social media accounts. And while I personally don't think they should, if you're going to let your child have a social media account, there are certain safeguards you can take to help at least minimize the threats, because there are incredibly resourceful predators out there who use social media to their advantage. And that's aside from the predators in the real world, where you can't let your child walk down to the corner store for fear of them being snatched. So we're going to also talk about ways to build a child's resilience, their assertiveness, their situational awareness, to where they can recognize if there's a threat and get away from it, right? Also, other countries in this world right now, we can't talk about children without talking about education. Again, a field I'm incredibly passionate about because it's how I make my living. But educationally, we need to realize that's the most powerful tool that we can give our children when it comes to their future success. Other countries in the world are spending vast amount of resources on educating their children, the next generation. And we need to be doing the same. We're doing well in some areas, but there are some areas we are falling short. There's no sense complaining about that. We simply have to deal with the situation as it is. So we'll talk a lot about education, things you can do in the home to help bolster your child's education and really get them ready, because they are not going to be entering a normal workforce. They're not going to be entering the workforce that we entered, or perhaps, if you're a little younger, the generation before you entered. They're not going to be entering that workforce. They're going to be entering a global job market, and they'll be competing with kids from other countries who are working incredibly hard and have tremendous amount of resources. We want our children to succeed in life. So that's really, in a nutshell, what this channel is going to be all about. We'll also talk about issues that arise in the news. It's not this is not an opinion channel, but we certainly will delve into pertinent topics that arise in the news. So I hope you'll join me. Please, if you do, click subscribe to the channel, and also if you click the like button there and turn on notifications, so you'll be advised anytime a new video comes out. I look forward to this journey with you. Thank you.